From Neural Newscast, I am Frederick Moore, and we are following breaking news.
And I am Lila Grant. Frederick, you have the details.
The Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen have launched a barrage of ballistic missiles against Israel, marking the group's first direct entry into the war since the conflict began on February 28. The group issued a statement claiming to have targeted sensitive Israeli military sites. According to official reports from the BBC, Israel has confirmed the interception of at least 2 missiles. The Houthis, who control Yemen's Red Sea coastline, have vowed to continue these strikes until military operations against their allies in Lebanon and the Gaza Strip cease. This involvement was largely anticipated after Houthi military spokesmen stated earlier this week that their hands were on the trigger for direct intervention if the Red Sea was used for operations against Iran.
This escalation is part of what the group calls the axis of resistance, Frederick. By joining Hezbollah and Hamas in active strikes, the Houthis are forcing a multi-front defense from Israel. We are seeing a high volume of digital rhetoric from the group, positioning themselves as the primary guardians of the Bab al-Mandab Strait. This isn't just a military threat, it's a strategic move to leverage their control over one of the world's most vital maritime choke points. They have shown this capability before, having launched nearly 200 attacks on shipping vessels between late 2023 and early 2025, which forced a massive rerouting of global trade.
While the threat from Yemen grows, the Israel Defense Forces have expanded operations in Iran itself. The Jerusalem Post reports that the IDF carried out airstrikes against command centers and weapon production sites in Tehran yesterday. Intelligence had identified the relocation of Iranian command centers to mobile units in recent days, prompting the response. These strikes follow a weekend of operations targeting Iranian nuclear development facilities. Images from the capital showed significant plumes of smoke rising over the city following the engagement. This marks a continued trend of high-precision strikes aimed at degrading Iran's ability to coordinate its proxy forces across the region.
That coordination is exactly what the international community is worried about regarding global trade. When the Houthis attack, the shipping industry reacts instantly. Almost 15% of global seaborne trade usually passes through the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. Major shipping firms are already pausing their routes and taking the much longer journey around southern Africa. We're seeing this play out in the digital logistics space, where lead times are stretching and shipping costs are beginning to spike. The Bab al-Mandab Strait has effectively become the primary channel for Saudi oil shipments bound for Asia, and those ships are now sailing directly past Houthi-controlled territory. The effective closure of the waterway is already forcing Saudi Arabia to divert oil through pipelines to the Red Sea coast, adding another layer of complexity to the regional energy supply chain.
The economic stakes extend to the Strait of Hormuz as well. Approximately 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas passes through that waterway. Its restricted access has caused global oil prices to skyrocket this week. President Trump has currently postponed a threatened attack on Iranian power plants to allow for diplomatic talks, setting a deadline of April 6th for Iran to reopen the strait. While the United States suggests Iran is desperate for a deal to end the war, officials in Tehran have publicly denied that any such negotiations are taking place. The effective closure of the waterway is already forcing Saudi Arabia to divert oil through pipelines to the Red Sea coast, adding another layer of complexity to the regional energy supply chain.
The pressure on the global economy is becoming a central part of the conversation on social platforms and in financial markets. Analysts are warning that a prolonged blockage could lead to a severe contraction in multiple national economies. The convergence of missile strikes in Israel, aerial bombardment in Tehran, and the maritime standoff creates a situation where the economic and military fronts are now inseparable. As we approach that April 6th deadline, the market volatility reflects a high degree of uncertainty regarding whether diplomacy can prevail over the current trajectory of escalation.
The situation remains fluid as both state and non-state actors continue to reposition their forces. We will continue to track the movement of shipping assets and the status of the April 6th negotiations. I am Frederick Moore.
And I am Leela Grant. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.